Hi, I'm Dex and I'm the Myth. I love mythology and blacksmithing. Today, mythology. There are many Norse myths, so I will only tell you a few. Idun was the wife of Bragi, god of poetry. Idun handed out the golden apples of youth, so the gods were always in their prime. This story starts with Loki, Odin, and Honir traveling. The gods tried to cook some meat, but it would not cook. Immediately, Odin and Honir blamed Loki, but it wasn't him. An eagle appeared before the gods and made the gods give him some of the meat, or he would keep the meat from cooking and starve them. The gods agreed and the meat cooked. Loki did not want to share it, so he tried hitting the eagle with a stick, but the stick stuck to the eagle and the eagle flew up. Loki still held on to the stick. The eagle told Loki he was a Jotun named Thiazi, and if Loki did not bring him Idun and her golden apples of youth, Loki would die. Loki agreed, and when he went back to Asgard, Loki told Idun he found apples that were better than hers. Idun agreed to go with Loki to see the apples, but all that was there was an ambush. Thiazi took Idun, and Loki was spared. When the gods grew old, they knew it was Loki's fault for Idun's disappearance. So Loki retrieved Idun using Freya's falcon suit to fly. Why he didn't use his winged shoes or turn into a bird himself, I don't know. Loki found Idun and turned her into a walnut and flew off with her. When Thiazi noticed, he chased after Loki. When the gods saw this, they built a fire, and Thiazi flew into the fire, dying. When Thiazi's daughter, Skadi, found out, she sought revenge and confronted the gods. They promised to do 3 things to make it up with her. First, they let her pick a husband from the gods to marry, but she could only pick by seeing their feet. She was hoping for Balder, who was the most beloved and handsome of the gods, so she picked the prettiest feet, thinking they would be his, but they were actually the feet of the Vanir god Njord. Second, they would make her laugh. The way they did it was Loki tied the end of a rope to the beard of a goat and the other end to his own genitals. I don't need to say the chaos that ensued caused a lot of laughter. Lastly, the gods turned Thiazi's eyes into stars so they would always watch over Skadi. Loki has 3 kids who are very important to Ragnarok, all born to him by the Jotunnes and Angrboda. When the Aesir found out about the kids, the Aesir found a solution to get rid of all 3. One was a snake named Jormungandr, who was thrown into the sea, but grew to encircle the earth. One was a girl named Hel, who was a girl on one side of her body, but a corpse on the other. which is spooky. She was put as the queen of the unhonorable dead. Very fitting. The third was a wolf, who the god Tyr adopted, but the wolf grew to enormous size. The gods came up with a plan to deal with the wolf. They told the wolf named Fenrir that as a game they would tie him up with a rope and he would need to escape. Fenrir escaped his bonds, and the gods tried using stronger and stronger bonds to hold him, but none of them worked. The gods paid some of the Verder to make an indestructible rope. Fenrir did not trust the gods anymore, so he said that one god would put their hand in his mouth, and if he did not escape and was not let out, he got to eat the god's hand. Tyr was chosen as the god to do it. Fenrir did not escape and was not let out, so Tyr lost his hand. Now you know Loki's kids that you need to know. I told you Balder was loved by everyone, but not everyone did like him. Loki hated him. Balder was having bad dreams. When his mother Frigg found out, she made everything promise not to hurt Balder. Everything she asked agreed, even Asgard's enemies agreed. Frigg did not ask Mistletoe. It was too young and too insignificant to ask. Loki asked Frigg, in the form of an old lady, if she overlooked anything. Frigg told Loki she did not ask Mistletoe. Loki, with this information, made a dart out of mistletoe. The gods were playing a game where they hit Balder, seeing how indestructible he was. He was very indestructible. Loki gave the dart to Balder's blind twin brother, who threw the dart, killing Balder. At Balder's funeral, Odin whispered in Balder's ear something only Odin knows. The gods asked Hel if she could bring Balder back to life, but she said only if all beings in existence wept for him. Every being did, except an old lady, thought to be Loki. One day, the gods were having a party at the house of a sea Jotun. When Loki got a little too drunk, he started to insult all of the gods. Never a good idea. He was told to leave, which he did, until the next day. Loki showed back up and admitted to killing Balder. Then Thor showed up and Loki went, "Oh crap," and fled to the mountains. Loki did have a plan for if he was found. He would turn into a fish and he would swim away in a stream going down to the sea. He knew the gods could not catch him. The fishing net was not invented yet. So Loki invented it. He saw the gods in the distance, so he went, "Oh crap," and fled, turning into a salmon, swimming away, burning the net in a fire as he fled. The gods arrived at the house he was hiding in and found the remains of the net. They made a new net. The gods caught Loki with the net. Loki turned into a man and the gods tied him to a rock with the guts of one of Loki's human sons. A snake drips acid into his eyes, but his wife has a small bull that catches the acid. When she has to empty the bowl, she dumps the acid onto the ground. But the snake's acid then drifts into Loki's eyes, and Loki shakes so violently it causes earthquakes. The most famous Norse myth is probably Ragnarok. There are many things that happen before Ragnarok, too many to tell you all of them. The five most important events that will happen before Ragnarok are: first, Fimbulwinter, a 3-year-long winter that wipes out food supplies. Second, Surtur will finish his flaming sword that he will use to burn down the earth. Third, the serpent Jormungandr will poison the sea, killing all fish. Fourth, Fenrir the wolf will escape his bonds. And finally, Loki will escape his bonds. The actual Ragnarok is a battle where most of the gods will die. Here are the interesting deaths. Odin will die by being eaten alive by Fenrir. Fenrir will be killed by Vidar, the son of Odin. Thor will battle and kill Jormungandr and will take 9 steps back and die from exhaustion. Frey will be killed by Surtur because Frey no longer has a sword. Finally, all of Odin's armies will fall in battle. After the battle and Earth's destruction, Balder will come back to life, and Thor's sons Magni and Modi will inherit his hammer. Alright, that's all I have. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can't be too nerdy.